USDA emailed grocery stores prohibiting them from offering discounts to SNAP recipients amid the government shutdown. As your chief strategist, I'm advising you to keep posting this shit, Republican Party. Of course, Trump is refusing to pay SNAP just because he feels like it. Ah, yes. The as I thought was going to happen, and it did end up happening, the Trump administration is dragging their feet with food stamp benefit payments. I don't know how much Trump might actually authentically care about that, because one of the few things that Trump genuinely is racist. Like, Trump is disingenuously a lot of things, like doesn't actually believe in it. You know, for example, Trump doesn't actually care that much about trans people or transphobia. He doesn't really, he doesn't care. He's even said the only reason that I say transphobic things is because that gets the base to applaud. You know, he doesn't actually believe that. Yeah. Trump is, though, authentically racist. Like, he actually is racist. But because of SNAP, like, anti-food stamps talking points being very racialized, like, oh, it's all like black welfare queen Democrats that rely on SNAP, so they deserve to die or whatever. He might actually be somewhat ideologically committed to this bit. Yeah, the Trump and the Republicans, mind you, I think the Republicans believe in this shit more fervently than Donald Trump does. The Republicans are using, like, fucking starving Americans as leverage to try to force Democrats to agree to their terms. By the way, the Democrats are in DC. For how much shit I talk about the Democrats have said, we're willing to negotiate if you fund these federal programs. And the Republicans are the people on vacation who aren't even in town and have decided just not to even do town halls or anything. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly how many of their constituents rely on food stamps. They do not care. Meanwhile, during the shutdown, Trump ordered a new ballroom for the White House. Oh, might be. Yeah, that's right. Trump had a Great Gatsby. Literally, saying Great Gatsby-esque is not even an exaggeration, because it was directly inspired by the Great Gatsby. Trump had like a big old party at the ballroom with all of his wealthy friends, like all the oligarchs and shit, while the administration was saying, no, we're not going to pay out SNAP benefits. The benefits that, by the way, 2 judges said that they were legally bound to pay out because Congress approved that money specifically to pay out in case of a government shutdown. And the government's saying, no, I don't feel like it. Let me see if I can look that up. Trump administration SNAP. Yeah, look, from 1 hour ago, Trump threatens to withhold SNAP funding until shutdown ends. This is after the court order. Like, the court order happened, 2 federal judges said you have to fucking pay out this money, and the administration is still like, no, we don't want to do that. Appears to. Fuck you, Politico. I hate how bought American media is. All these news outlets are evil, and they fucking hate you. Announcement appears to. Read definitely does and is like the most illegal thing under the sun. You know how hard you have to violate a law to get a news outlet to even mention that this could be illegal? Required Trump to pay for some of... No, it required them to pay all of that money. But it permitted, partial payments at least by Wednesday. And then full payments by Monday. Comes just after the USDA sent guidance to states instructing them to provide half of benefits in November. Oh yeah, by the way, I remember the USDA yesterday actually told like the United States Department of Agriculture actually told grocery stores. They went to the grocery stores and told them, yeah, don't accept people's EBT cards. EBT cards, by the way, that's how SNAP benefits are administered. That card is good for certain purchases, right? And that's how people get the 180 some bucks a month or whatever the amount is, depending on the state, which is fucking pithy, by the way. And the fucking gall. They don't have the legal authority to do this, by the way. After the court order, the United States Department of Agriculture went to, told grocery store companies, don't accept these cards at checkout counters. Deny people their food stamps. Literally, you know how committed you have to be. This is not the kind of actions that administration would engage in if they didn't authentically believe in a project of mass death from denying people food aid. If Trump is screw it, I'm about to die anyway, I don't care about consequences. That's kind of how he's been acting. But this is not just Trump. This is the whole ass party. The whole ass government has been on this shit. You know, Trump didn't tell USDA to do that. This is a belief that Republicans already held. If you look at politics in the 80s and 90s, before Trump was politically relevant to the degree he is now, the Republicans still believed shit like this. They hated food stamps, and they still hate food stamps. The White House referred Politico to the Truth Social post when asked for more information. USDA didn't respond to a request for comment. See, it's the whole fucking government. Republicans have urged Democrats to say, shut the fuck up, Politico. Oh my god. Here, let me look up. I'm going to look up the USDA. Here, USDA tells grocery stores. Where is it? Yeah, look, from the Hill. USDA tells grocery stores no special discounts for SNAP recipients. Psychotic. Yeah, this is how racism has worked historically, by the way. It's not about supporting the racial in-group. It is about inflicting maximum suffering on the racial out-group, no matter if that also destroys the racial in-group. You know, they are willing to put 40 million Americans on the line just because in their heads, this is epic and based and red-pilled and hurts black people. USDA emailed grocery stores prohibiting them. They don't have the authority to do that. Prohibiting them from offering discounts to SNAP recipients amid the government shutdown. As your chief strategist, I'm advising you to keep posting this shit, Republican Party. Yeah, how to scare a conservative. Ooh, food is a human right. Ooh. Food is a human right. Medical care and medicine are human rights. Housing is a human right. Every conservative just shit themselves. On Monday, Trump admin officials told a federal judge in Rhode Island that it would provide partial SNAP benefits for November via a $4.65 billion contingency fund. Two federal judges had ordered the administration to do so Friday. November SNAP benefits for more than 40 million recipients are estimated to cost more than $9 billion, so they're providing half of the funding. Yeah, whenever you're you tell them anything in politics, what right-wingers in their head constantly are thinking of, this lives in their head rent-free. They always go to first and immediately, can an entitled black person benefit from this? And if the answer could even possibly remotely be yes, they will oppose that thing until their last dying breath, even if it would single-handedly lift them out of poverty. You can't, like, this is what we're watching here is part of a fundamental breakdown of the social contract. These people are willing to destroy society and like programs that are foundational to society being able to function even remotely just because it helps somebody that they don't like. That might not even exist. This is like, it's such a antisocial political conviction that would have to lead you to do this. Like, this kind of belief literally cannot be allowed to exist in society, because the only thing that this belief serves to do is motivate people to want to kill somebody else. If I'm the Democrats, I'm throwing every Republican in prison off of this alone. You wanted 40 million Americans to starve. You broke the law in order to see that happen. Doesn't matter whether you got away with it or not. You were willing to go out of your way, violate the Constitution, make shit up in federal court just to watch black people starve. Get your ass out of government and don't ever touch the halls of power again. Like, there needs to be, in response to this shit, I'm going to be sorely disappointed if there's not like a fucking national crash out against the Republican Party and against like the Republican base, basically, and everything that they believe. And when I say that, people might think that sounds scary, but what I'm talking about is shut the fuck up and take your goddamn rent stabilized housing, free healthcare, and cheap food. Shut the fuck up and accept a raised quality of life. You know, your black neighbor will benefit from it too. I don't want to hear any shit from you. This is not just them looking a gift horse in the mouth. Like, Republicans won't just look a gift horse in the mouth. They'll fucking shoot the horse if it comes from somebody that also wants to help a black person or something like that. So yeah, I mentioned that even though the judges ruled against the Trump administration, it was entirely possible that the government would just drag its feet because they've done that before. This government is no stranger to ignoring court orders, and it seems that they have sort of done so again. I thought they were gonna drag their feet, and they dragged their feet. Legitimately, actually, don't cut it yet. I have one more thing to say. Like, legitimately, this is extremely politically detrimental to the Republicans. Like I said earlier, as your chief strategist, I'm advising you to keep posting this shit. Because this is gonna really, like... This is not something that people easily forget. Like, oh, hey, remember when the fucking Republican Party held the country hostage and tried to destroy food stamps and, like, put 40 million Americans in danger of a food crisis? You know? And they're by the way, keep in mind, they are all doing this just to buy time to expunge all their names from the Epstein files. The Republicans are putting tens of millions of Americans in danger of going hungry for two reasons, and two reasons alone. Number one, because they hate black people. Number two, because their names are all in the Epstein files, and they need time for the government to not be able to function, so they can go into the Epstein files, be like, shit, fuck, and delete all their names from, from any records associated with that. Republicans destroyed food stamps for racism and pedophilia. Now cut the segment. Thanks for watching, and support the channel if you would be so kind.